Projekt Guru, 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 Guru.
Всем привет! С вами Zak Novak на радиостанции Novorossia Rocks.
Death toll in the terror attacks that rocked the French capital on November 13 climbed 132 people. Another 352 people were wounded, with 99 out of them being in critical condition. Global landmarks illuminated with the colors of the French tricolor. Sounds of people all over the world paying tribute to victims of Paris attacks.
Our dear leader from the Donetsk People's Republic, Alexander Zakharchenko, expressed condolences to the French people. The terrible terrorist attack was carried out in Paris 2 days ago. Dozens killed and wounded. Dozens of innocent people who have become a victim of an absolute evil. The international terrorism embodied in such grouping as Islamic State, ISIS. People of Donbass mourn together with the French people and Europe and are in prayers for the victims. Unfortunately, we know very well what the death of civilians in peaceful cities means, and that's why our sympathy to the French people is especially strong. On the back of this terrible tragedy, we urge the heads of the leading countries of the world to stop political infighting and unite in order to fight against the world terrorism. Local conflicts should be stopped as soon as possible and transferred into the political settlement. In particular, it is necessary to stop supporting Ukraine in its efforts to suppress Donbass using forceful resolution of the conflict. All forces and resources of the world civilizations is necessary to have focus on defeating terrorists, the terrorist ulcer on this planet. People of Donbass are ready to contribute to the fight against the international terrorism. We wish the French people to sustain the courage in order to stand in the fight against terrorism and inflict a crushing defeat, because the future of our children and grandchildren, for whom we are responsible, depends on it. And I will bring in my lovely co-host again, Natalia. She will talk about the assassination attempt on our district head in Kubievsky district. Natalia, please.
More attacks, more violations of the ceasefire by Ukrainian part. On Saturday, the head of Kuibyshev district, Ivan Prihodko, was targeted by sniping fire during the frontline zone inspection. On 14th of November at about 1 p.m., the artillery workers with Ivan Prihodko inspected a water pipeline destroyed by Nazi Ukrainian fighters close to Volva center and were subjected to sniper shooting, Prihodko said. In regard to his words, fortunately no one of us injured. We avoided the tragedy thankfully to our experience in such situations, the Kuibyshev district had mentioned. Thank you, Zak. Just in bomb scare in Moscow, about 400 people were evacuated by police from Moscow's Kursky rail terminal after an unknown person called to say that an explosive device could explode at the terminal. A police source reported the incident did not influence train services. An investigation is underway.
Last night's Kiev junta ceasefire violations at 7:30 p.m. Nazi Ukrainian fighters opened fire at the village of Staromykhailovka using mortars of 82 caliber grenade launchers and small arms. No information yet on wounded or damages. Reports coming in that the Nazi Ukrainian forces last night used movable floating pontoons to the Kalmius River close to the village of Orlovskaya to the southern front. They transferred all night different types of weaponry, including MLRS, closer to our positions, yet we were ordered to not open fire even with small arms. In Lugansk, our brothers and sisters in Lugansk, Guru, column of tanks and trucks with armament and fighters entered Cossack village in Lugansk and Olhovskoye. Trucks, buses with signs, schools, and cars also having window decals of children on board. In regard to data by our intelligence, Nazi Ukrainian armed forces are increasing. There are more than 9,000 Kiev junta soldiers in the Cossack village near Lugansk district and 350 units of APCs. About 6,200 Kiev junta soldiers are close to Shastye and 200 units of military equipment. There are 1,000 Nazi fighters and about 50 units of APCs in the Tryoch-Izbenka region. 8,000 Nazi fighters and 150 units of armored vehicles are close to Popasnaya. More info from last night. Mortar duel between Nazi UAF and our NAF started at 4 p.m. Later, Nazi Yukis used artillery that was to be taken away, and especially the howitzer MSTA with caliber 152. There was a sudden calm, then the artillery duels restarted. Nazi Ukrainian forces used heavy artillery, self-propelled rocket fire. It seems they are preparing for a large-scale attack. Margarita's favorite, Ramzan Kadyrov. Peace in Syria can be achieved when the Syrian people consolidate to rebuff its enemies. Leader of Russia's North Republic, Chechnya, Ramzan Kadyrov said on Sunday at a meeting with representatives of Syria's internal opposition. The meeting was attended by lawmakers, political, religious, and public figures who were members of the National Reconciliation Committee. I am reminded that terrorists from 51 countries were fighting against Russia in Chechnya. Not a single country helped Russia in that struggle. To achieve peace in Syria, people of that country should get united and rebuff their enemies. It is a big mistake to hope that this conflict can be settled in the Western capitals. America and Western states are doing their utmost to keep the conflict running forever, Kadyrov wrote on his account in social network. He said the delegates had asked him to convey to the Russian authorities and the entire people the words of thanks for their support to Syria and solidarity with its people. In his words, the Syrian delegate said they were glad to come to Chechnya to see with their own eyes how the task of rebuffing international terrorism and restoration of the republic was solved. They stressed Damascus had always been Russia's strategic partner, and now the Syrian people was pinning hopes on Moscow, being aware that the West had done nothing to really fight against those who were mass killing women, the elder, the children, who were ruining cities and villages, Kadyrov noted. The final settlement of the crisis in Syria depends only on the people of that country, adding that Chechens who were fighting for Islamic State could not be considered as representatives of his people. They are not Chechens. 700,000 children in danger in Donbass. The lives of Donbass population, especially children, are at risk of freezing. This was announced by the Children Fund of UN UNICEF organization. Also, 700,000 children will be at risk if the water supply line is not repaired immediately. A representative of the organization in Ukraine, William Feluis, reported that the water supply in Donetsk and Lugansk Republic is complicated as a result of damages to the water supply lines. There is a big probability that the water supply system will freeze and the water and heating supply will be stopped. The Children Fund of UN UNICEF is to provide the opportunity to deliver without any complications of humanitarian aid to the towns controlled by Kiev junta. It is also stated that the representatives of the organization have been criticized by the Ukraine junta due to the stoppage of all social payments for the population. The organization has been very critical at the Kiev junta's behavior on this issue. Okay, that ends our program. Everybody, please, I stress, please be safe, stay alert. See you all on Wednesday. Let's go 1976. Rick Derringer, Let Me In. Bye-bye.
Let me in, sweet mama. It's your wandering boy. Knocking on your front door. Let me in, sweet mama. It's your